There are moments when your chest feels heavy for no clear reason, when your thoughts refuse to slow down, and your heart carries a weight you can't explain to anyone. You smile on the outside, but inside there's a quiet storm, anxiety, confusion, and a feeling of being lost. And in those moments, you wonder, is there anything that can truly calm this chaos within you? You've tried to distract yourself. You've tried to stay busy, to scroll endlessly, to talk to people, to sleep it off. But somehow, the emptiness remains. It follows you into quiet rooms, into late nights, into those seconds when you're alone with your thoughts. And the more you try to escape it, the louder it seems to get. Sometimes it's heartbreak that brings you here. A broken trust, a lost relationship, words you wish you could take back. You replay moments again and again, asking yourself why it happened, what you could have done differently. And slowly, it starts to drain you, making you feel like you're not enough. Other times, it's not even something specific. It's just this overwhelming feeling of pressure, expectations, responsibilities, fears about the future. You think about what's coming next, what could go wrong, and suddenly your mind becomes a battlefield of what-ifs. And in the middle of all this, you start to feel alone. Even when people are around you, there's a disconnect. Like no one truly understands what's going on inside your heart. Like you're carrying something too heavy to explain. But what if I told you that your heart isn't broken beyond repair? That the heaviness you feel right now isn't permanent? That there is something simple, powerful, and deeply transformative that can bring peace back into your life? Not something complicated, not something out of reach. Just one ayah, a few words, but words that carry a depth strong enough to calm even the most restless heart. Because the truth is, your pain has a purpose. Your struggles are not random. Every tear you've shed, every moment of doubt you've faced, it's all seen. None of it is wasted. Even when it feels like everything is falling apart, there is a wisdom behind it that you may not yet understand. And maybe that's where the real struggle begins, the need to understand everything. To have control, to know why things are happening the way they are. But what if your peace doesn't come from knowing everything, but from trusting the one who knows everything? Think about that for a moment. What if the reason your heart feels so tired is because you've been trying to carry what was never meant for you to carry alone? The pressure, the fear, the constant need to fix everything, it's exhausting. And deep down, you know it. You were never meant to have all the answers. You were never meant to control every outcome. And maybe, just maybe, your heart is asking you to let go. Not in defeat, but in trust. Because there is a kind of peace that doesn't come from having a perfect life. It comes from knowing that even when life isn't perfect, you are still being taken care of. That even in your lowest moments, you are not abandoned. Right now, you might feel like you're at your breaking point. Like you can't take another step forward. But sometimes, the moment you feel like you're breaking, is actually the moment you're being rebuilt. And this ayah, it doesn't just give comfort. It changes the way you see everything. Your pain, your struggles, your fears, they start to make sense in a different way. Not as burdens meant to destroy you, but as tests designed to bring you closer to something greater. So before you hear it, before you let these words settle into your heart, take a deep breath. Let go of everything you've been holding onto so tightly, just for a moment, and allow yourself to feel hope again. Because what you're about to hear isn't just an ayah. It's a reminder that you are not alone, you are not forgotten. There's a kind of pain that no matter how heavy it feels right now, a quiet heaviness that sits in your chest while the world around you keeps moving as if nothing is wrong. You wake up, you go through your day, you talk to people, but inside, something feels off. Something feels broken. Sometimes the heart doesn't break loudly, it breaks quietly. No dramatic moments, no clear reason, just a slow, silent ache that grows over time. And the hardest part is, no one notices. No one hears the cracks forming inside you. You start to carry everything within yourself. The worries, the fears, the unanswered questions. You tell yourself to stay strong, to keep going, to not burden anyone else. But the more you hold it in, the heavier it becomes. There are nights when your thoughts won't let you rest. You lie awake, replaying conversations, overthinking decisions, imagining outcomes that haven't even happened. Your mind refuses to be still, and your heart feels exhausted from fighting battles no one else can see. And somewhere along the way, you begin to feel distant, not just from people, but from Allah. The connection that once felt strong now feels weak. Your du'as feel empty, your salah feels rushed, and you start to wonder, why does he feel so far away? But the truth is, it's not that Allah has distanced himself from you. It's that your pain has clouded your ability to feel his closeness. When your heart is overwhelmed, it struggles to recognize the peace that's still there, waiting for you. You might even feel guilty for feeling this way. Like you should have stronger faith, like you shouldn't be this lost. But faith isn't the absence of struggle. Even the strongest hearts go through moments of weakness. Emotional exhaustion is real. It's waking up tired even after sleeping. It's feeling drained without doing anything physically demanding. It's your soul asking for rest in a world that keeps demanding more from you. You give so much of yourself, to people, to responsibilities, to expectations. But when was the last time you gave your heart the space to breathe? When was the last time you allowed yourself to pause and truly feel what's going on inside you? Sometimes, you don't even know what you're feeling anymore. It's a mix of sadness, confusion, frustration, and emptiness all at once. And because you can't explain it, you just stay silent about it. And that silence, it becomes heavy. It builds walls between you and others. It makes you feel isolated, even when you're surrounded by people who care about you. But deep down, your heart isn't just hurting, it's searching. Searching for meaning, for comfort, for something that makes all of this make sense. It's not broken beyond repair, it's simply overwhelmed. And maybe, just maybe, this feeling of distance is not a punishment. It's a call for you to return, not with perfection, but with honesty. Not with strength, but with sincerity. Because Allah doesn't expect you to come to Him when you have everything figured out. He wants you to come to Him exactly as you are, confused, tired, broken, and searching. And as heavy as your heart feels right now, this is not where your story ends. This quiet pain, this silent struggle, it's leading you somewhere. Somewhere deeper, somewhere more meaningful, somewhere closer to a peace you haven't yet felt. Have you ever wondered why your heart feels this heavy, even when everything around you seems fine? Why the emptiness doesn't go away, no matter how much you try to fill it with distractions? The answer isn't always something physical or visible. Sometimes, it's something deeper, something spiritual. Because the heart is not just a physical organ, it's a place of connection. And when that connection weakens, the heart begins to feel it. Not immediately, not all at once, but slowly, quietly, in ways you can't always explain. The more distant you feel from Allah, the heavier your heart becomes. Not because He has moved away from you, but because your heart is moving away from the very source of its peace. And without that connection, everything starts to feel overwhelming. We live in a world full of distractions. Constant noise, endless scrolling, chasing goals, comparing lives. The dunya keeps pulling your attention in every direction, leaving very little space for stillness, for reflection, for remembrance. And without realizing it, your heart starts to drift. Not intentionally, not willingly, but gradually. You get busy, you get tired, you delay your connection with Allah, and over time, that distance begins to grow. It's not always about completely abandoning your faith. Sometimes it's the small things, rushed prayers, missed moments of dhikr, days that pass without truly remembering Allah. And these small gaps slowly create a larger emptiness within you. Because dhikr is not just something you say with your tongue, it's something that brings life back into your heart. It's what softens it, what calms it, what reminds it that it's not alone. And when that remembrance is missing, the heart begins to feel restless. You start searching for peace in other places. In people, in achievements, in temporary distractions. But no matter how much you try, nothing seems to fully satisfy that emptiness inside. And that's because the heart was never designed to survive without Allah. It may function, it may keep going, but it won't feel at peace. It won't feel whole. This heaviness you feel, it's not random. It's your heart signaling that something essential is missing. Not success, not validation, not more distractions, but a return to the one who created it. It's easy to think that fixing your external problems will fix how you feel inside. But real peace doesn't start from the outside, it starts from within. From reconnecting, from remembering, from turning back. And the beautiful thing is, no matter how far you feel, the path back is never closed. You don't need perfect words. You don't need a perfect state. You just need sincerity. Even a single moment of true remembrance can begin to soften your heart again. Even one sincere dua can begin to rebuild that connection. And slowly, gently, that heaviness starts to lift. So if your heart feels distant right now, don't ignore it. Listen to it. Because it's not just pain, it's guidance. It's your soul calling you back to where it truly belongs. And now, slow down for a moment. Let everything else fade into the background. The noise, the thoughts, the heaviness, just let it pause, even if it's only for a few seconds. Because what you're about to hear is not just a verse. It's a truth your heart has been searching for all along. Listen carefully, and let it settle deep within you. Take a breath, and hear it again. Indeed, in the remembrance of Allah, Do hearts find rest? Pause here. Don't rush past it. Let these words sit with you. Let them echo in the silence of your heart. Because this isn't just something to listen to, it's something to feel. Subhanallah, how simple the words are, yet how deep their meaning runs. It doesn't say hearts might find peace. It doesn't say some hearts. It says hearts, all hearts. The very thing you've been searching for, the peace, the calm, the relief from overthinking, it has already been defined for you. Not in distractions, not in people, not in temporary escapes, but in the remembrance of Allah. Read it again, slowly, as if your heart is hearing it for the first time. Let it sink in, because this moment, this ayah, is where everything begins to change. Now, reflect on what you just heard, not just with your mind, but with your heart. This ayah is not just a statement, it's an answer to every restless night, every anxious thought, every silent tear you've ever held back. But to truly feel its power, you have to understand what it's really saying. When Allah mentions dhikr, it doesn't simply mean repeating words with your tongue. It's not just saying Subhanallah or Alhamdulillah without presence. Dhikr is deeper than that. It's a state of connection. It's when your heart becomes aware of Allah, when you remember Him not just in words, but in feeling, in consciousness, in reliance. Dhikr is when, in the middle of your chaos, you turn back and say, Ya Allah, I need you. It's when your heart stops running in every direction and returns to one place, the place it truly belongs. And then Allah says, this word is powerful. It doesn't just mean peace. It means a calm that settles deep within you, a stillness that replaces anxiety, a sense of security even when nothing around you has changed. It's not temporary relief. It's not a distraction. It's a peace that anchors your heart, no matter what storm you're facing. This is a tranquility so deep that it quiets the noise inside you. The overthinking slows down. The fear loses its grip. The heaviness begins to lift, not because your problems disappeared, but because your heart found something stronger than them. And then, Allah doesn't say, some hearts. He says, the hearts. Every heart, including yours, no matter how broken, how distant, how lost you feel. It's as if Allah is speaking directly to you, to your exact situation, your exact pain. As if He's telling you, the peace you're searching for, is with me. Subhanallah, think about that. The one who created your heart is the one telling you exactly what it needs. Not a guess, not a suggestion, a certainty. So when you feel restless, when your chest feels tight, when your thoughts are overwhelming you, this ayah is not just something to remember. It's something to return to. Because Allah is not speaking to crowds in this moment. He is speaking to hearts. And your heart, right now, is being called back to Him. Let it live within you, because the more you understand it, the more you begin to realize your peace was never far away. If you pause and reflect on your life, you'll realize something powerful. You've been searching for peace in so many different places. You've tried to fix the heaviness in your heart through things you thought would finally make you feel okay. You thought maybe if you had more money, things would get easier. That financial security would remove your stress, your anxiety, your worries. And maybe it did, temporarily. But deep down, the restlessness never fully disappeared. You thought maybe relationships would fill the emptiness. That having someone who understands you, someone who stays, someone who loves you, would finally make your heart feel complete. But even in love, there were moments of fear, insecurity, and pain. You thought success would be the answer. Achieving your goals, becoming someone, proving yourself to the world. And for a moment, it feels good. You feel accomplished, you feel validated, but then, that feeling fades. And the same questions return. Why do I still feel empty? Because everything you've been turning to was never meant to carry the weight of your heart. Money can ease your life, but it can't calm your soul. People can comfort you, but they can't give you permanent peace. Success can elevate you, but it can't heal what's broken inside. All of these things are temporary. They give you moments of relief, moments of distraction, but not lasting tranquility. And that's where the realization begins to hit. You tried everything except the one who created your heart. Subhanallah, think about that deeply. The one who designed your heart, who understands every emotion you feel, every thought you struggle with. He already told you what your heart needs. But instead, we search everywhere else first. We exhaust ourselves chasing solutions that were never meant to fully satisfy us. And when they don't work, we feel even more lost. It's like being thirsty and trying to drink from sources that can never truly quench your thirst. You keep going back, hoping this time it will be enough, but it never is. Because your heart wasn't created for temporary attachments. It was created for something eternal. Something constant. Something that never fades, never disappoints, never leaves. And that is Allah. When you rely on things of this world for inner peace, your heart will always remain unsettled. Because dunya itself is unstable. It changes, it breaks, it ends. But when your heart turns back to Allah, you begin to experience a different kind of peace. A peace that doesn't depend on what you have or don't have. A peace that stays, even when everything else is uncertain. So the problem was never that you were trying too hard to feel better. The problem is, you were searching in the wrong places. And maybe this is your turning point. The moment you stop chasing temporary fixes, and finally return to what your heart was always meant to hold on to. Imagine this, it's late at night, the world is quiet, but your mind isn't. You're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling. Your body is tired, but your thoughts just won't stop. Everything hits at once, the stress, the pressure, the regrets, the fear of what's coming next. You pick up your phone, scroll for a while, hoping it will distract you. A few minutes turn into an hour. But when you finally put it down, the feeling is still there. Heavier than before, you turn to your side, close your eyes, and whisper to yourself, "Why do I feel like this?" But there's no answer, just silence, and in that silence, your chest feels tight. It's not just one problem. It's everything. Life, expectations, people, your own thoughts. It feels like you're carrying a weight you were never prepared for. And for a moment, you feel completely alone. Pause, then something shifts, not around you, but within you. A thought crosses your mind, quiet, almost forgotten. When was the last time I truly turned to Allah? Not just a quick dua, not just rushed words, but a real moment, a real connection. You sit up slowly, the room is still dark. Everyone is asleep, no one sees you, no one hears you, and maybe that's exactly what you need. You walk to make wudu. The cold water touches your skin, and for the first time all day, you feel something different. Stillness. You stand to pray, not perfectly, not with complete focus, but sincerely, Allahu Akbar, and as you begin, your heart feels heavy. Your mind is still racing. But you don't stop, you continue, ruku, sujud, and then, in sujud, something breaks. Not in pain, but in release. Your forehead is on the ground, and suddenly, the words start to come out. Not memorized, not planned, just real. Ya Allah, I'm tired. Pause. Ya Allah, I don't know what to do anymore. Your voice trembles, your chest tightens. Ya Allah, help me. And in that moment, something changes. The problems are still there. Your situation hasn't magically disappeared. But your heart, it feels lighter. As if the weight you were carrying alone, is no longer yours to hold. Tears fall, but they don't feel like weakness. They feel like relief, like your heart is finally being heard. Pause, you sit there for a while. No rush, no pressure, just you and Allah. And for the first time in a long time, your thoughts slow down. Your breathing softens, your heart begins to settle. Indeed, in the remembrance of Allah, do hearts find rest. And now, you understand. Not just with your mind, but with your experience. Because you felt it, that calm, that quiet peace, that sense of being held, even when everything feels like it's falling apart. It didn't come from your phone. It didn't come from people. It didn't come from escaping your problems. It came from turning back, even for a moment. And maybe that's all your heart was waiting for. Not perfection, just a return. So the next time the night feels heavy, and your thoughts won't let you rest, remember this moment, because the door you're searching for has always been open. You just have to turn back and walk through it. Now that you've felt the depth of this ayah, the next step is simple. Not complicated, not overwhelming, just something real, something you can actually live every single day. Because this ayah was not meant to be heard once and forgotten. It was meant to be lived. Start with this. Repeat the ayah daily. Not just quickly, not just as words, but slowly, with presence. Say it in the morning before your day begins. Say it at night when your thoughts won't let you rest. Say it when your chest feels heavy and you don't know why. Let it become your anchor. The more you repeat it, the more your heart begins to believe it. And the more you believe it, the more you start to feel it. Pause, then build the habit of dhikr. Keep it simple. You don't need long lists. You don't need perfect timing. Just start with 3 powerful words: Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. Repeat them throughout your day. While you're walking, driving, sitting, waiting. Let your tongue stay connected, even when your mind is busy. Because dhikr slowly cleans the heart. It softens it, it brings it back to life. And over time, you'll notice something changing. The same situations that used to overwhelm you won't feel as heavy anymore. Pause, and finally, talk to Allah. Not just in formal du'as, not just in perfect Arabic. Talk to Him honestly. Tell Him what's hurting you. Tell Him what you're afraid of. Tell Him what you don't understand. Even if it's just one sentence. Ya Allah, I need you. Say it from your heart. Because Allah is not waiting for perfect words. He's waiting for sincerity. And the more you turn to Him, the more you'll feel that connection returning. Slowly, gently, but surely. This is your 3-step path. Simple, but powerful. Repeat the ayah. Stay consistent in dhikr. And speak to Allah like He is truly there, because He is. And if you hold on to this, even on your hardest days, you'll begin to experience something you thought was out of reach. A heart that finally feels at peace. At this point, something begins to shift inside you. Not your situation, not your problems, not the things you've been worrying about for so long, but your perspective. Because for so long, you believed that peace would come when everything in your life finally falls into place. When the problems disappear, when the uncertainty fades, when everything starts going your way. But that kind of peace is fragile. It comes and goes. It depends on circumstances, and the moment something changes, that peace disappears with it. But this ayah teaches you something deeper. Peace was never meant to come from controlling your life. It was meant to come from remembering Allah within it. Pause, think about it. Your situation may not change overnight. The challenges you're facing might still be there tomorrow. The people, the pressures, the uncertainties, they may remain exactly the same. But your heart will change. You may still be in the storm, but you won't feel like you're drowning anymore. Because when your heart is connected to Allah, it gains something the dunya can never give. Stability, a calm that doesn't break every time life gets hard. A strength that doesn't come from having control, but from trusting the one who has control over everything. This is the transformation, not a change in what's happening around you, but a change in how you carry it. The same problems that once felt unbearable, now feel manageable. The same fears that once consumed you, now feel smaller. Not because they disappeared, but because your heart found something greater than them. Your situation may not change, but your heart will. And that changes everything. Because a peaceful heart sees life differently. It stops asking, why is this happening to me? And starts trusting, Allah knows what is best for me. It stops chasing control, and starts embracing reliance. It stops searching everywhere else, and finally returns to where it always belonged, with Allah. And when your heart reaches that place, even if your life is not perfect, you begin to feel something you've been searching for all along. Contentment, a quiet, steady peace that stays. So don't wait for your life to change before you allow your heart to find rest. Let your heart change now. Let it return now, because the peace you're looking for was never in the future. It was always in your connection with Allah. Your mind and your heart, they are not the same. And most of your struggle comes from confusing the voice of one with the truth of the other. Because your mind is loud. It overthinks. It calculates. It replays every possibility, every outcome, every what if that could go wrong. It tries to protect you, but in doing so, it often traps you. Your mind creates fear. It tells you, what if things don't work out? What if you fail? What if this pain never ends? And the more you listen, the louder it gets. It pulls you into a cycle, overthinking, worrying, doubting, fearing, until you feel completely overwhelmed. But your heart speaks differently. It doesn't shout. It doesn't rush. It doesn't overwhelm you with endless questions. It whispers, and its language is trust. Your mind creates fear, your heart finds peace in Allah. When your heart is connected to Allah, it sees what your mind cannot. Your mind sees uncertainty. Your heart sees divine wisdom. Your mind sees delay. Your heart sees perfect timing. Your mind sees problems stacking up. Your heart sees a plan unfolding. But here's the struggle. Most people live inside their minds and ignore their hearts. They let fear guide their decisions. They let anxiety define their perspective. They let overthinking steal their peace. And slowly, they drift away from trust. Because overthinking and tawakkul cannot live in the same space. The more you try to control everything, the harder it becomes to trust Allah. And the more you trust Allah, the less control you feel the need to have. This is the battle, a constant pull between fear and faith. Between, what if everything goes wrong? And, Allah is in control of everything. Between anxiety and surrender. Your mind will always try to predict the future. But your heart, when it remembers Allah, becomes content with whatever He has written. And that is where peace begins. Not when your thoughts stop, But when your heart rises above them, you don't silence your mind by force. You calm it by feeding your heart. Through dhikr, through dua, through reminding yourself, again and again, Allah is enough for me. Because when that truth settles deep inside your heart, your thoughts begin to lose their power. The same fears may still come, but they won't shake you the same way. Because now, they are met with something stronger. Trust. So when your mind starts racing, pause. Don't fight every thought, just return your heart back to Allah. And you'll notice something beautiful. The noise won't control you anymore. Because your heart has found something your mind could never create on its own. Peace. And now, after everything you've felt, everything you've carried, pause for a moment, take a breath, let your heart settle, because this is what you need to remember above everything else. You are not alone, not in your pain, not in your confusion, not in the silent battles no one else sees. You were never alone. Allah was always there, closer than your fears, closer than your thoughts, closer than the very pain inside your chest. Even in the moments you felt abandoned, He was near, watching, listening, understanding every tear you couldn't explain. Allah is always near, not sometimes, not only when you feel strong, not only when life makes sense. Always, when your heart breaks, He is near. When your mind is overwhelmed, He is near. When you feel like giving up, He is near. You don't have to reach far. You don't have to search endlessly. You just have to return. Return with your heart. Because the one you've been searching for has always been with you. Now, let this ayah enter your heart again. Slowly, deeply, as if you are hearing it for the first time. Hasbiya Allahu la ilaha illa huwa. Allah is sufficient for me, there is no deity except Him. Pause, feel it. Alayhi tawakkaltu, in Him I place my trust. Let your heart surrender. Wa huwa Rabbul Arshal Azim. And He is the Lord of the great throne. Repeat it again, softer this time, more deeply. Hasbiya Allahu la ilaha illa huwa. Let it wash over your fears. Alayhi tawakkaltu, let it calm your thoughts. Wa huwa Rabbul Arshal Azim. Again, even slower, even more emotional. Hasbiya Allahu la ilaha illa huwa. Because this is not just something you recite. This is something you hold onto. This is your anchor when everything feels unstable. This is your light when everything feels dark. So no matter what happens after this moment, no matter what you go back to, remember this: you are not alone. Allah is near, and He is enough for you. And now, as this reminder comes to an end, let everything you've heard settle into your heart. Because maybe, just maybe, you've been looking at your life the wrong way this whole time. You thought you were broken. You thought something inside you was too damaged, too heavy, too far gone. But that's not the truth. Your heart isn't broken beyond repair. It was never meant to carry everything on its own. It just needs Allah. That emptiness you feel, that heaviness in your chest, that constant searching for something to finally make you feel okay. It's not because you're beyond fixing. It's because your heart is missing the one it was created for. And the moment you return to Him, everything begins to change, not instantly around you, but deeply within you. Because the heart that remembers Allah heals. The heart that trusts Allah finds rest. The heart that returns to Allah is never lost again. So stop trying to fix everything all at once. Stop exhausting yourself trying to control every outcome. Stop believing that peace will come when your life is perfect. Listen carefully. You don't need to fix your life, you just need to return to Allah. Say it again, slowly, with your heart. You don't need to fix your life, you just need to return to Allah. Because that is where your healing begins. That is where your peace lives. That is where you were always meant to be. Pause, and ask yourself, what if the answer was never out there? What if it was always here, waiting for you to turn back? Loudspeaker call to action. If this message touched your heart, don't let it end here. Take one step today, just one. Remember Allah, make a simple dua, repeat this ayah, and let it live with you beyond this video. If you felt something, if your heart softened even a little, then don't ignore it, because that might be Allah calling you back. Red heart like this video, so more hearts can find this reminder. Bell subscribe, for more reminders that bring peace to your heart. Speech balloon comment below. Allah is enough for me. And carry this with you. Wherever you go next, you are not alone. Allah is near, and returning to Him will change everything.